I'm really surprised to see so many Republicans tell people that they shouldn't be worried about their 401k and that if they have to, like, I have, like, just like you, anyone who lives in the real world, like, I have friends, like, they literally cannot afford to
Yep.
spend more on groceries. Like, it's really like, I have one friend in particular, like, I really don't know what they're gonna do, and it scares me, and I don't want them to suffer more. I don't want them to have to pay for more. They can't afford it. So I think for me, like, I know there's a bunch of MAGA diehard people that are like, feel the pain, get the gain, like we need to suffer now. But for me, like any message that's like you need to suffer, it's like what Lydia was saying earlier, like Carter in the 70s, like it's a losing one. But I've just been really surprised to see so many people be like it's fine. But also the people that are saying it, like most of them I know have like a lot of wealth. So they're not gonna like
Yeah.
be like my girlfriend who can't, buy red meat for a month. So have you been surprised about that? I hate this messaging.
I actually haven't been so surprised about that. I've been surprised by the number of MAGA people who have actually admitted that this is bad. And maybe that's just my
Okay.
politics or that I'm surrounded working in conservative media by so many people that would rather die than say, I'm concerned about my 401k or my kid can't afford childcare. Like, and you've spoken about this issue. Having children is the most expensive endeavor that any of us are going to do, no matter how you do it. Like rich, middle class,
Mhm.
or
Oh yeah.
poor, nothing costs more than that. And for me, those are the bottom lines that matter, right? Like, what are my options in terms of being able to take care of my kids? And I'm in a good position. And I live close to my mom who can get my toddler from school if that's what needs to happen. And I've seen more people admitting that this feels bleak to them than I actually expected. Some of the Wall Street guys, like the Bill Ackmans of the world, who I felt were really head in the sand about Trump, like maybe they just had such a bad experience with Biden Harris and then thought, Harris Walls was just impossible that they were going to be good for the economy or didn't understand the fundamentals. But they've been pretty forthcoming. And I know that Dave Portnoy, he calls balls and strikes. He's definitely a Trump fan, but I've been pleasantly surprised by how open he is being about it and using actual numbers. Instead, a lot of people talk about this
Mhm.
as like an amorphous thing, and that clouds the fact that so many of the people who are having these conversations on cable news, and I'm not at all pretending like I didn't come from a privileged background. I would never do that. But they're not talking about the fact that their parents gave them the down payment for them to be able to own their home, or their parents pay for their children's education,
Yeah.
and that's one of the more frustrating things because, like, I'm pretty good at math and I know, loosely speaking, what you and your partner earn. And there's no way that you can be having this life on your own. And I
Yeah.
do feel, for better or for worse, and sometimes I get myself into trouble with this, like one of the cardinal rules of being a good communicator and also being good on television or whatever format you're doing it is that you're authentic. And these conversations are
Yeah.
completely disingenuous. And you're just sitting there saying, like, guys, come on. Like, you went through Ivy League undergrad and grad school. Somehow you're debt free. And you can't even, like, I didn't think the student debt relief was a particularly great policy, certainly not on the levels that they forgave. I thought you could have a conversation up to like 50K. But when people are just saying, get out there and do it yourself, I'm thinking, you had somebody gift you $750,000 worth of school. Like that
Hmm.
you need to be
Yeah.
honest about that before you're having an opinion about somebody that was on Pell Grants.